$400 million for one chip-making machine. It weighs as much as two Airbus A320s. Intel is already putting it to work. TSMC makes many advanced AI chips. It is waiting through roughly 2029, not because it cannot afford one. TSMC plans to spend $60 to $64 billion this year, enough for about 150 of these machines. And it still says, not yet. So when does a better machine become a worse investment? Start by ignoring the machine price. Chipmakers do not actually care what one scanner costs by itself. They care what it costs to make a good wafer. Modern chips are built by repeatedly projecting incredibly small patterns onto silicon. ASML's current EUV machines use extreme ultraviolet light to print features far smaller than older optical systems could manage. High-NA is the next version. The optics are sharper. ASML says it can print features about 1.7 times smaller in a single exposure than its current EUV platform. Technologically, that is better. Financially, it depends on what the old machine has to do instead. When conventional EUV cannot print a difficult layer in one pass, the manufacturer can split that pattern across multiple masks and exposures. Each extra pass means more tool time, more processing, more opportunities for defects, more equipment around the lithography step. High-NA can potentially collapse several of those passes into one. Now the $400 million decision becomes simple enough to put on a napkin. One industry model, based on data presented by IBM, estimates that one high-NA exposure costs roughly 2.5 times as much as one low-NA exposure. So imagine the old process needs 2 exposures. 2 old exposures cost about 2 units. One high-NA exposure costs about 2.5. The $400 million machine loses. Now imagine the old process needs 3 exposures. 3 old exposures cost about 3 units. One high-NA exposure still costs about 2.5. Now the expensive machine can start to win. That is the crossover TSMC is really waiting for. Not better resolution, enough eliminated complexity. At its 2026 Technology Symposium, a TSMC executive called High-NA very expensive. The company says it can keep scaling with its existing EUV fleet and more sophisticated patterning instead of putting High-NA into production immediately. And this is not a company refusing to learn the technology. TSMC already owns High-NA equipment for research. Its chairman even joked that it would be embarrassing to say how many. The question is whether those tools save enough money on enough production layers to deserve a place in the factory. Right now, TSMC's answer is no. That answer mattered far beyond one purchase order. ASML shares fell about 3% that day, and one report estimated roughly $17 billion of market value disappeared. 4 words from a customer: very expensive. Moved the company selling the most advanced chip-making equipment on Earth. High-NA creates one more trade-off. Its larger optical system prints only half the field size of conventional EUV. ASML compensates with faster stages. And the newest systems can reach throughput roughly comparable with the latest Low-NA machines at matched dose. But the smaller field matters for very large chips. Some can extend beyond one high-NA field, requiring separate exposures to be stitched together. That may matter for some of the giant AI accelerators TSMC manufactures, although TSMC has not publicly said how important it is to its decision, so High-NA can simplify one part of the process while complicating another. Then Intel does the opposite. Intel installed the first commercial High-NA system in Oregon in 2024. In 2026, Intel and ASML said Intel became the first company to ship high-volume logic products using High-NA on selected layers of its 18A process. Selected layers matters. Intel did not convert an entire production process to High-NA. Its larger bet is on 14A, where the economics are expected to matter more. On a small number of difficult layers, Intel expects High-NA to replace several conventional exposures with one, and Intel gets something else for paying early: experience. You can buy the same scanner, you cannot instantly buy 2 years of learning how to run it at high yield. So Intel is paying partly for the machine and partly for a head start. TSMC is making the opposite bet. It already leads advanced foundry manufacturing at enormous scale. If current EUV can still produce competitive wafers economically, waiting lets someone else absorb more of the early adopter learning curve. Same machine. Different business problem. Now the story gets stranger. ASML does not have a normal competitive problem. For leading-edge EUV lithography, there is effectively no substitute supplier. Its conventional EUV machines are already in enormous demand. ASML ended 2025 with a backlog of about 38.8 billion euros, and its conventional EUV capacity is heavily booked through 2027. Yet, High-NA is still moving slowly. In the second quarter of 2026, ASML recognized revenue from just one High-NA system. For the full year, it expected roughly 65 conventional EUV systems. The newest machine is not an automatic replacement. So how much pricing power does a monopoly really have? A lot, just not infinitely. ASML's CFO has said strong demand gives the company more pricing power, while reporting says TSMC has pushed back on some increases. TSMC cannot replace ASML's EUV machines with a rival product, but it can delay buying a new generation if the machines already installed still make competitive wafers. That is the limit of the monopoly. ASML controls the supplier. It does not control when the customer decides the upgrade finally pays. Even a monopoly has a clock. The physical scale makes all of this feel even more absurd. A High-NA system weighs roughly 150 to 165 metric tons. Fewer than a dozen of the newest EXE5200 systems reportedly existed worldwide as of March 2026. And ASML reportedly shipped only 48 EUV systems of any kind to every chipmaker combined in all of 2025. Inside each machine, tens of thousands of microscopic tin droplets are fired every second. A laser turns them into plasma at roughly 220,000 degrees Celsius, about 40 times hotter than the sun's surface. All of that engineering exists to answer one financial question. How many factory steps can this machine remove? AI makes that question more urgent. The same demand filling TSMC's fabs is pushing more spending upstream into chip-making equipment, yet TSMC is still delaying High-NA production use, which tells you the bottleneck is not simply money, it is the cost of producing useful silicon. Now flip the model. The bull case for High-NA is straightforward. As chip features get smaller, conventional EUV needs more complicated patterning. More masks, more exposures, more etch steps, more chances for something to go wrong. Eventually, the machine that costs twice as much can make the process around it cheap enough to win. One independent semi-analysis model puts broad High-NA cost crossover around 2030. That is an analyst estimate, not ASML, Intel, or TSMC guidance. But it lands remarkably close to the period when TSMC says conventional EUV can still carry its production roadmap. The delay case is just as rational. Low-NA keeps improving. Manufacturers get better at multi-patterning. Other pattern-shaping tools can remove some process steps without replacing the entire lithography platform. And if a layer only needs 2 conventional exposures, the $400 million machine can still lose the math. That is why the answer can change layer by layer before it changes factory by factory. Intel may reach the crossover first on selected logic layers. Memory manufacturers and TSMC can reach it on different schedules. There does not have to be one correct adoption date for the entire industry. So go back to the machine from the opening. $400 million. About the weight of 2 Airbus A320s. Hotter plasma than the surface of the sun. Optics capable of printing smaller features than the generation before it. None of that tells you whether the machine is worth buying. Intel believes the savings and the experience are valuable earlier. TSMC believes its existing equipment still has more economic life, and that is why the most advanced chip-making machine in the world can be technologically better and financially worse at the same time. A $400 million machine is cheap if it removes more than $400 million of manufacturing complexity. It is expensive if the factory can still make the same good wafers economically without it. So the real price of High-NA is not the number on the scanner. It is the cost of everything the fab no longer has to do once that 150-ton machine finally earns its place on the floor.